Well, I'm just gonna start drawing. My my tablet's been acting a little bit funny lately, but we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna use this pen here. I'm gonna use the right color. I'm gonna use black. Actually, I think I could use a color. It's not quite black. It's kind of a. Let's see what we have here. I could use something like that. I'm just gonna draw over this. I don't know if you've used these pen these pens. They're great. They're not as nice as, say, a charcoal pencil. Charcoal pencils are so great. I don't normally do this where I'm drawing and talking. Normally I'm gonna change this a little bit. I changed the pen to this. How about this? Let's try out some different stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in here. Let's try out some different pens, because that's what doing this is all about. I played around with a few pens here. That one looks interesting. That's pretty big. Let's see what this does. That's nice. Let's see what it does. Oh yeah, that's easy to work with. It's real nice and easy. That's what we want. We want something that's easy, that's just fun to use, right? We don't want to make our lives any harder than they already are. That's nice. So, I've been using Krita for a while. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert or anything, but it's fun to use. You like it. This is kind of nice. I'm not going for any beauty, any beauty records here on my lines. I'm just gonna kind of take it one line at a time and kind of get this thing, and this will make removing the background a little bit easier later. So then once the background is removed, then we'll go through and add these pencil strokes to the whole image. I mean, should probably hurry up here. This video. This is not a video about. This is not a technical video. If you're here, maybe I'll put on some nice music. Or maybe I won't. We're just drawing. So here you see the selection tool that I use. It's not going to get this, so I'm just going to put in a line there, I think. Where I think this should go. Oops. Actually, click the button on my pen. I don't know what that does. Obviously, it does something. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see if that fixed it. Okay. Mental note to self: don't click the button on my pen. All right. There we go. That's a nice line. I'm just going to continue and get this done. Have you ever snorkeled in Hawaii? I sure hope that you have, because you actually get to see this fish if you do. This is not a native to Hawaii, but this fish is their state fish. I'm going to, of course, make this into a t-shirt. And maybe I'll just put on the t-shirt state fish. I don't know. Right now, I really just want to get this fish, make this into a design element. If you've been making designs and stuff, it's like, well, there's making your design elements takes way more time sometimes than just making your t-shirt design, your end design. You're incorporating all this stuff that you've made. It's just nice to have some design. Just go back to the roots and look at that. Look at that line. This is a nice brush. What brush is this? Charcoal Rock Soft is what it's called. You can probably even make it bigger. I'll make it bigger next time I use it. So I'm just going to keep it consistent. And go through there. Look at that. That's a nice line too. Already looking pretty good. All right, so we're actually coming on to the end now. You don't need to do too much work to this right here. Let's add some. Let's add a little bit right here. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. That's so nice. So if you do go snorkeling in Hawaii, I recommend a beach called Kaanapali. Kaanapali is probably the best place to snorkel in all of Hawaii. It's on Maui, and it's a little bit past Lahaina, so you got the more well-to-do tourists, I guess I could say. The tourists that just have lots of money and they want to get to a nice paradise, usually they're going to go to Lahaina if they're going to Maui. Sometimes they'll go to Hana. But it's Lahaina in that region that they're going to be sticking to. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, yeah, so that's just going to make this process a little bit easier. So let's just keep going. So this is an experiment video. I'm not planning to put this up, but if I do, then I won't change anything. But I'm inside my app. I got my video recorder, my screen recorder, kind of just recording this screen, but I'm moving it around. I got my drawing tablet, and then I got my main monitor, and I'm doing mouse and click stuff. It goes to the main monitor, just way easier. And if I'm doing stylus, then it goes to my little drawing. It's not a tablet; it's a drawing monitor. Well, let's see here. Oh, look at that. So that's going to make it way easier. I'm just going to hold down the shift key and select that. Select all that. You don't need any of that. Do that. And we'll hit delete. Oh, so there's a little bit more. I'm sure there's another way to do this that's just better. But It doesn't have to be better than this because what we're using this for, I'm holding down my shift key to get these little, to get, add to my selections. I think shift key means multiply, which means you're going to get this selection plus that selection. And so I want that selection, I want that, and I'm just going to go through and pick all this because I want to get this out. The cool thing about using this on a t-shirt is that this might actually look kind of nice in it. I mean, it's kind of random. But go ahead and take that out. All right. And then just a little bit more. So as I was saying, if you're going to Lahaina, or if you're going to Kaanapali, make sure you stop at Cool Cats. It's a great place for a burger and fries. And if you've been at Kaanapali all day, you've been soaking up the sun, and you're probably sunburnt or dehydrated or both, go to Cool Cats. Cool down. When you're at Cool Cats, you get a lemonade or something. That's real nice. A lemonade and a gigantic hamburger that you can't finish because it's so big. I am not a paid advertiser for Cool Cats. That's where we go. That's where we like to go whenever we visit that part of the island. And I haven't been to Hawaii lately. I wish I could go more often. That's just how it is sometimes. Life kind of drags you into unexpected places. So this is nice. I'm going to save this right here. Just because I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff to it, and maybe later I'll want to go back and do something different, take it in a different direction. So this is a good point. So been working so much lately on trying to get these things started. I don't know which way to go. If you've ever tried to start a business, it's just try something, doesn't work. Try something else. Hopefully it works. It doesn't work. Try something else. Hopefully it works. It doesn't work. So that's kind of how it is with business. Keep doing that same thing over and over. Hopefully at some point it works, right? So I got this T template here. I'm going to call this, I got the triggerfish here. And I'm going to call it Krita. That should be fine. Normally I think about the names I use for this stuff quite a bit more before I save it, but since I'm in the midst of this video, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to go back to that tool here, the Charcoal Rock Soft. It's been doing pretty good so far, and I got my thing selected, and I'm on this monitor. I have no idea how this screen is going to show up later. Turn that up a little bit. So now it's a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll go back down a little bit. And what I want to do is kind of put some lines in here. The first line, I want this fish. I want the fins kind of to be in the background, like if you're looking at it in real life. So we'll do that. That's a little bit too big. I mean, it doesn't really matter because when you're looking at it on a finished design, these lines, you kind of want these lines to be big. A little bit. I am not doing this line any justice here. There, that's much better. So much better line. Probably doesn't need to follow that contour as much. I'll redo that real quick. Got a bit bigger. That's nice. And we'll just keep going. This fin here, I don't really like this fin. I almost wanted to redo this fin, but it's fine. It's the essence of the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua, right? That's what's important. The Humu Humu knows what it is. If you ever see one, they're very fast. And they're very pretty. That's all I'm trying to do here is make it so that it's as pretty here as it is in real life. Can I do it? Not with strokes like that. I saw trumpet fish once and a cornet fish. And as I was following this honu, this turtle, sea turtles, I was following this sea turtle out to sea. And those guys are fast too. And before I knew it, I was at the break at Kanapali. And I looked back at land, and you get to the point when you're swimming out there. You look back at land and you say, whoa, I can't hear anybody. They're so tiny. And you just think to yourself, wow, I'm way out here. But you also think to yourself, that's when your mind goes wild and kind of you have all the ideas about what's important to life. And who we are in the universe, that kind of stuff. Because if you think about those things every once in a while, then it makes everything just a little bit better somehow. Yeah, this is coming out pretty good. I'm not doing the best strokes here, but when I go to use this later, I think it'll look pretty good. I'm completely redoing the strokes I just did a minute ago because I wanted to be a little bit thicker. And there's probably a better way to do this. But, like I said, I'm gonna do it this way. Look at that line. That's some line there. With this thicker line, I think I might be able to go through and make it more of a illustration style design element. It's kind of like that thick line there. Krita and design in general, there's a learning curve there, and whenever I start learning a new technology, a new suite, a new software package, I feel like I start at this place where I don't know anything and nothing is ever going to work, and I just can't get anything to work, and why doesn't it work? And then slowly over time, it gets better, and everything starts to make more sense. But it's always that first day when you start. The first day when you start, install the software, and you don't know anything about it, that's always the worst day, right? Because after you know how to use this stuff, it's like somewhat better. It's not completely better, somewhat better. At least you're going and doing stuff instead of just not doing anything. I mean, when I start using it, it's almost like I have a job to do. That's the reason I decided to pop it open and install it. And for some reason, it won't be for hours maybe before I'm able to get the work done that I wanted. So Krita is just like that. Don't get discouraged. Because if you need it, just think about that reason why you started using it in the first place. That's the most important reason. The reason you looked up the tool, the reason why you started using it. I could not get curved text to work in Krita. So frustrating. I tried and tried and tried. And the things that make Krita great are also the things that make Krita a little bit harder to use on some of those things. So the reason why it was hard to use is because it was a plugin, and since Krita is open source, some of those plugins aren't maintained as well as they should be. But that's all right. There's so much more to this. So I ended up going with Canva and their tool. Canva's tool is amazing for curved text. I mean, so it's just some things are better than others, and you got to pick and choose the things you want to pick and choose those things. I'm gonna get a subscription to that Canva just because it's real nice, and they have design elements that for retro designs that are just so nice. I mean, you can things that are just you can use them in your original in your designs to make them better. And their artists, you pay the subscription so their artists can get paid, and you can use their design elements. So win-win, I think. I'm kind of just adding some stuff that wasn't really here before, and I'm kind of going a little bit fast. I think this will work. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Oh, so it's coming along. It's becoming a better and better all the time. So let's go ahead and add some of this stuff in here. Thought about doing some strokes on the whole image, but I don't think I'm going to need to. So now that I'm seeing these lines in here, I might go through and add some. Let's add some right here. Drawing doesn't have to be hard. Maybe I'll just add the humu humu. If you see it in real life, you almost think it has all these lines on it. It almost looks like a cartoon because it's so cool. It's that cool of a fish. But if you go snorkeling there, then it's not the only fish. You'll see some fish that look like angelfish. They have different names, but I don't remember all the fish names. And they have like fish that look like tuna fish that are super fast. They have puffer fish. They're really cool. And you pufferfish are poisonous, but they have markings on them so that red flags go off in your head as a person. Hopefully, they do. That says, "Don't mess with that fish," because that fish looks dangerous. So, it's one thing to read in a book, poisonous fish, dangerous fish. It's another thing to read in a book or to see it in real life, and your brain just goes, "Oh, poisonous fish." It's a dangerous fish there. And they have these fish called parrotfish. Parrotfish have beaks like birds, but they don't like open up nuts with their beaks. They open up coral and eat little chunks of coral with their beaks. So way way stronger than birds. Because I've never done a comparison between nuts and coral, but I'm pretty sure coral wins there. So I'm just going to add some lines here, and I don't know if they're going to look good, but we'll see how they look. So when you see a parrotfish, they say, "Oh, don't feed the parrotfish. Don't put your hand by the parrotfish mouth. Don't touch the parrotfish because the parrotfish will, if it bites you, it's gonna bite your finger off." Like those lines, and I don't think I need them. Yeah. All right, that looks pretty good. I kind of look at these colors. So you got the blues, and you got the orange and the yellow, and we got this here. Maybe I could touch this up a bit with a different color here. Let's see how this looks. A little bit darker blue. Maybe not. Maybe like a skyish blue. And we're just gonna pop it in there. It looks pretty good. Maybe we'll keep going. Not so much. Not so much. All right. Well, I'm gonna end this video right here. I think this looks pretty good. And if it turned out to be worthwhile, I'll put it online. If not, it's going to the rubbish bin. I'll see you next time.